It's your boy Big Baby. Support sporting icons for latest boxing news. Cheeseburger.
Now, as always, I shall put this article in the description box for you guys to go have a read, have a little dissect of it yourself. And Deontay Wilder has, in fact, responded to Tony Bellew and called out Tony Bellew for a fight, even at a catchweight. Not for the first time, of course. Deontay Wilder, he's used to fighting cruiserweights, all that kind of thing. So I guess I really need to be careful because, I'm 6'2" and cruiserweight kind of limit. So, yeah, I should watch that. But anyway, I'll whoop your ass. Try that, boy. Anyway, so Tony Bellew, of course, he said that Deontay Wilder is technically the worst heavyweight of all time. And we'll get into Tony Bellew's statement and then we'll get into Deontay Wilder's response. So first of all, Tony Bellew, this is what he had to say. AJ is the best heavyweight in the world. Physically, athletically, everything. He is fast and explosive. He is the perfect role model. To look where he's come from to where he is now is incredible. The worst, least technically gifted heavyweight champion ever is Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is the worst heavyweight champion of all time. Technically, I don't think there's ever been a worse champion. This man can't throw a proper combination. The man hits the lights when he throws a right hand. He's ultimately a one-trick pony. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic trick, but it's just one. He has been exposed at the top level. So that is Tony Bellew's statement. Deontay Wilder's response to that is, Tony Bellew a bitch. He was scared during that time and he's scared now. I'll still go down in weight. I can still lose weight. One thing I know how to do is go down. Hold it together, Spoon. Any of these clowns around here want to try Deontay Wilder? Give me a chance. Meet me at a catchweight. Sometimes it's about principle. This is a principle ass whooping right here. This is just because. If Bellew ever wants this, if he ever wants his work, let me know. I'll go down or you can come up. Whatever you're comfortable with. Deontay Wilder's statement. So, as I said, first of all, Wilder, no stranger to want to fight cruiserweights, that's for sure. But let's not forget that Tony Bellew was once a light heavyweight. Again, Deontay Wilder is no stranger to fighting former light heavyweights, okay? And yes, Deontay Wilder knows how to go down. I guess that's why he wants to be pregnant. Wilder has been dropping weight virtually every fight since he's become champion. Some people have linked this to steroid use or something like that. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to accuse him of that. But yeah, Wilder does drop weight like nothing else. And he could probably make cruiserweight, to be fair. But a catch weight, yeah, why not? But what Deontay Wilder was getting at, when he says that he was scared during that time and he's scared now, is that when Anthony Joshua took on Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder came over. Wilder and Bellew had like a bit of a verbal thing with Deontay Wilder shouting over bomb squad and all this kind of thing, and Tony Bellew got in his face. But Wilder was actually pretty calm in this. He was actually Wilder's brother, as always. Marcelo's bring on the gimp. Wilder was the one instigating Tony Bellew. He was the one shouting from the back of the crowd, as he always does, because he's never up front with it, is he? He's never at the front of the crowd doing it, because he gets smoothed out by journeymen. But either way, these guys were working together for Sky Sports, so they kind of patched up their difference. And after the AJ fight, these guys were kind of saying that, I always get my way in a contract, and when I sign for fights, I win, all that kind of thing. Tony Bellew was talking about his fight with David Haye and whatever else. But when these two kind of like shook hands and had a hug, Tony Bellew was like, this man's arms are phenomenally long. In other words, I'm not too sure if I can get in on the inside to land one on him. I don't really fancy this work. Fair play, right? Because at least Tony Bellew, he kind of knows. Now, I know that a lot of the Wilder fanatics will go, see, Tony Bellew's scared, he's scared. Why? What, you really, really want Deontay Wilder to fight a cruiserweight, do you? Is that what you want? You really wanted that? And of course, people, or a section of his fans, the fanatical Wildettes, what they really want is to call everybody a coward, everybody scared, everybody, because Deontay Wilder, the baddest man on the planet, right? But all Tony Bellew is doing is saying, you're a heavyweight, I'm a cruiserweight, you outreach me, you out everything me when it comes to the physical attributes, as in your reach is so much longer, your legs are so much longer, and all that kind of thing. So that's why Tony Bellew said no, because there's a very good chance that he's not going to be able to get on the inside of Deontay Wilder, as much as Deontay Wilder probably like that. But he can't land one, but Wilder will probably land a punch on Bellew. So that's all that's why that fight never happened, okay? But what Tony Bellew is saying here about Deontay Wilder being technically the worst heavyweight ever, he's not saying he's the worst heavyweight ever. He's saying from a technical standpoint, as in skill level. Because he does, he's absolutely right. Wilder does not know how to throw a combination. He's a one puncher. He'll do a hook, he'll do the occasional jab, and he'll swing from the rafters with a big right. That's what he does. And even then when he throws it, his arm comes right the way back, his left arm drops, his chin comes up in the air, and he swings that way. We've seen Deontay Wilder swing for punches and miss by a mile and almost land on his face on the canvas, on his own face. Okay, so yeah, Wilder is technically awful. And when I did that video before of what Tony Bellew said, a lot of people saying, yeah, but Charles Martin is, or Bermane Stiverne. But no, he's talking from a technical standpoint. He's not saying that every heavyweight champion in history would beat Deontay Wilder. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that from a skill level, a technical standpoint, he can't cut off the ring, he can't throw a combination, he can't do any of that kind of stuff. Bearing in mind, Wilder has been training as a boxer for 14 years. That's pretty terrible, absolutely terrible. So, yeah, Wilder coming back at Tony Bellew, wants to meet him at catchweight. Listen, I'm sure that Wilder can meet him at catchweight, okay? Obviously, it depends on his menstrual cycle. But the thing is, I think that it's a stupid move. I mean, first of all, it's not going to happen. Tony Bellew is retired. Another one is Bellew's not saying anything that other people haven't been saying before either. I mean, is Wilder going to fight everybody? I don't think so. Okay, but as I said before, Wilder's quite happy fighting cruiserweights. In fact, probably 3/4 of his career is fighting former cruiserweights. Okay, cruiserweights who are just moving up for that one fight. And one cruiserweight actually dropped him in Harold Scolniers. Okay, so it's no stranger to that whatsoever. But again, he can't fight Tony Bellew. Number one, Tony Bellew's retired. There's the first one. And number two, he's got a fight with Donald Breazeale coming up. What's he going to say to WBC? I know I've only fought one mandatory in over 4 years, and I know you've just ordered me to fight Donald Breazeale, but I'm not going to fight that one for you, okay? I want to go fight Tony Bellew, because we have like a little bit of a beef. Is that okay? I mean, what do you think WBC is going to say? You know what, you can do whatever you like, just give us that belt. So, no, okay, this fight is not going to happen. It just isn't. Or maybe Wilder wants it to happen, just so he can fight Dominic Breazeale, and then he's got a Tony Bellew next, which of course does bring big money, and Wilder should win that one, right? But it's a way of prolonging the undisputed fight with Anthony Joshua. I'm sure that's probably got something to do with it, right? But listen, Deontay Wilder is very entitled to react to it. Of course he is, but to say, what, you're going to fight him at catchweight? I mean, that's just stupid. Are you going to call out everybody who says that you're technically awful? If you did, then you're set for life for fights. You really are, because most people say that Deontay Wilder is just a one-trick pony. If you can avoid that big right hand, you win the fight. It's as simple as that. Wilder doesn't win rounds. He just doesn't. We know the judges give him rounds, and we all kind of know why as well. But in truth, Deontay Wilder is terrible. As Tony Bellew says, when he throws a right hand, he's hitting the lights. It's true. It's very, very true. And as Bellew also said, it's one hell of a trick. In other words, he tends to land it. Because how do you defend against that? Boxers train to defend against placed punches, okay? Being set up to land big right hands or big left, depending if you're southpaw. That's what they train for. How do you train for Wilder? He doesn't throw any kind of punch correctly. His foot movement is terrible. He trips over his own feet. He's just awful. His defense is not very good either. He's been rocked on several occasions. He's been on Bambi legs quite a few times. But somehow he always manages to land the right hand. And that's not a skill. That's just swinging wildly. And what he does is he aims for the back of the head with the wrist. That's what he does. And you'll notice that a lot of his punches, that's what kind of like lands. But if a fighter leans back just a little bit, then they're getting caught flush with a punch. Okay, that's how he does it. There's no skill in that, but it seems to have worked for him so far. But can Tony Bellew beat Deontay Wilder? He can, but very unlikely. Because as I said, the size difference is very, very apparent. It's just very, very apparent. And as I said, I know that a lot of Wilder fans would love to see that fight. Why? Because it's pretty much a guaranteed victory. They don't want him in there with a real test. They want him in there with a killer. They just don't like a Joshua or a Dillian White. They just don't want that at all. And even his next fight with Dominic Breazeale, it brings a certain amount of risk, but it's not like Deontay Wilder is that he wants to fight Dominic Breazeale. He doesn't want to fight Dominic Breazeale, okay? Because Dominic Breazeale can punch very, very hard. But Dominic Breazeale is there to be hit. So, again, there's a very good chance that Wilder will connect. Anyway, so that is Tony Bellew's statement and Deontay Wilder's response, that Deontay Wilder wants to fight Tony Bellew at a catch weight. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.